Hey, hey, Cancer. Mal, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your June 2025 bonus reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome, Cancer. What is showing up here for you? 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful. Now, I see here that you are working hard on your stability, your long-term goals, your retirement plans. For some of you, you may be in real estate, or there may be some shifts around property, around the home. And when this 10 of Pentacles shows up, I feel like you are embracing financial security, or you're making choices here in the near future that will set you up for long-term happiness. The 10 of Pentacles is also about family. It's about family investments. It can be family money. For some of you, I feel like you've been working on healing some family ties, maybe some ancestral healing here as well. So the difference between privilege and entitlement is gratitude. And you are showing up here in the upright position here of privilege. So you may be manifesting and activating a life that you feel very privileged to live. And I feel like you are grateful. You're bringing in that gratitude every day for what you have. Even if it feels like it's not where you want to be just yet, I feel like you are grateful. And I see that you are making space for the gifts to show up. So today we're going to look at sacred shifts and divine gifts, because you definitely have some big changes coming in. Now, messages, Cancer, from your spiritual helpers. You have Commander Ashtar, call to action. And it's interesting because right away I looked down and noticed the the Knight of Swords, which is determination. So it feels like you are getting an extra boost here of momentum, an extra boost of action energy here, of life force. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Oh, I love that, Cancer. Time to walk your talk here. And also, this is other people as well. So you may be making choices. If people are not walking their talk, if they're talking real big, but there's empty promises, or there's no consistency, or there is no follow-up, I feel like you are making some choices here to address that situation or dynamic. So Commander Ashtar is showing up in a way that feels like a loving push. It feels like a loving push. This is the time to take action, because this is going to affect your stability, your safety, your security. You have Radha, who brings in the soul flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. Now, we are shifting into Cancer season towards the end of June. So happy birthday to those of you sun sign Cancerians out there. And I feel like you have gone through a lot. And in shamanism, there is a practice called soul retrieval. I don't know too much about it, but I think the concept is bringing parts of your soul that may have been lost, or you may have felt disconnected from by going through certain traumatic experiences or going through challenging times. I feel like you've been doing the work here on bringing those parts of yourself back. And that's why Radha shows up as the soul flame, because there's a part of you that is reigniting perhaps the pleasure zone in your body. This is the joy. It is vitality. It is your life force. And Cancer, I feel like you are embodying the energy here of warmth. That's what you're leading into, is what warms you up, what inspires you, what brings you happiness. So I feel like you may have even gone through a bit of a Kundalini awakening here in that sacral chakra. Some of you may be doing yoga. You may be doing shamanistic practices, maybe some drumming. You may be doing meditation more or connecting to past lives. You may also have, excuse me, a tie to ancient Egypt, or some of you may be called to travel to Egypt or that area of the world. Next, you have Horus. This is the cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So we do see a shift. We do see a shift coming in here with the justice and the sun. So I would say by the time Cancer season takes full effect, you are already realizing how powerful, how magnetic your thoughts are. So focus here on the life that you want instead of focusing on the things that you do not want. Now, the message from your higher self is you can create a life that you love. The Nine of Pentacles is here saying if you're not satisfied with an area of your life, change it. There's the action energy that Commander Ashtar brings in. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. So often I see people talking, I want to change this area. I don't feel satisfied. I want to get better in my health, but then they continue to choose to eat unhealthy items, or they choose to stay in a relationship that limits them. And instead of, talking about doing these things, to me, one of my favorite new quotes is day one or one day. It's your choice. You can say one day I will create a life that I love, or you can say day one, today I am going to start living in the frequency of what I want to create. And that's what you are doing. The Nine of Pentacles here is one away from the 10 of Pentacles, which is at the bottom of the deck. So your future self, as well as that higher self of yours, is saying you're close. You're close here, but you must know your worth. This is an individual achievement here. Your hard work is going to pay off. All of that stuff that you went through in the past, that you may have felt disconnected from your soul, right? You may have felt like there were scattered parts of yourself out there, and you're like, how do I feel that sense of wholeness again? You're closer than you think with that 10 of Pentacles, because the 10 is the completion. The 10 is the accomplishment. And I see here that you don't have to rely on others, but you can ask for help. All right. And sometimes we feel like we have to do it all by ourselves. But I see here that you're in a really good position to create this life that you want for yourself, because you are magnetic. You are powerful. So keep your thoughts positive here. Now, what could be a potential block for you, Cancer? You do have the Four of Pentacles. So consuming, right? Consumerism, or consuming your energy, your time, your heart towards things that are not filling your cup, right? What are you watching on TV or on the news? What are you listening to? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What foods, what beverages are you putting into your body? So be mindful of the thoughts that you are bringing in and the energies that you're bringing in, because sometimes it can take over and sometimes it can consume us. And I feel like you are being guided here to let go of whatever permeates your energy field in a negative way. And that can be easier said than done. But if you need to, ask with the Nine of Pentacles, like have an accountability partner here, or to maybe even connect to a coach or a mentor or a therapist to help you stay on track in some way. Don't let the world consume you, right? Don't let the world put that pressure on you in some way. Societal standards, societal norms. You may be picking up on some of the volatility that's happening here in the market, in the world. And I feel like you are empathic. You do pick up on everything. So perhaps practicing more protective measures, protective barriers and shields, even saging your home could be beneficial. Walking through your home with a bit of a bell or a singing bowl can also cleanse that energy for you. Working with cleansing crystals, grounding crystals can be very therapeutic. So how is this being reflected? Where is this energy actively showing up? Well, you're moving forward now with determination. And I feel in the past, something or someone had held you back. You may have even felt codependent on a job, like you had the golden handcuffs on. Perhaps you felt like you had to stay in a dynamic to take care of someone, right? I feel like you are staying in your own lane. There's a message here around boundaries, but the Knight of Swords showing up is precision. He is very sharp within his mind. He is confident in his communication efforts. And we are actively in Gemini season, Cancer. So this is a perfect time to mean what you say what you mean, right? And walk your talk. And that's what you're doing here. I feel like you are speaking up for yourself. You're advocating for yourself. This could be a position at work and it's been consuming you. You're like, I should bring this up. I should ask for that raise, or I should, be able to feel confident in this new interview. And I see here that, you are going to be very, very satisfied with some of the changes that are showing up for you in the next 4 to 6 weeks fully by Cancer season. Now you have here the Libran scales. This is what needs to be released or embraced for clarity and growth. Right now it's showing up in reverse. Some of you may have gone through a legal battle or a legal situation, maybe even a divorce. I'm also getting real estate. I think I mentioned that earlier. Perhaps there was like a contract here regarding property, or it may even have been like an inheritance, something like that it just feels like something was very imbalanced. Oftentimes the justice doesn't just show up unless there's been some sort of an imbalance. And that's what I see here is, coming about. Accountability, number one. There could be accountability for some choices or some actions. And I see that it has caused an imbalance because perhaps someone was giving more than taking. And I see here, or taking more than giving even, but I do see here with the justice, there's going to be positive retribution. There will be some justice here, okay? But there may be a judgment that is made in the month of June, or it could be, I'm getting even early July here, so still during Cancer season. It feels like there will be a rebalancing taking place because there's some sort of justice or karma coming your way that feels more aligned with the next steps of your journey. Because you have the Sun card here. This is the gift. What's waiting on the other side of this shift, right? This is the potential. This is the blessing. This is the energetic alignment that's coming in for you. And it's joy. You are leaning into warmth. You're leaning into more happiness. The Sun is the happiest, abundant energy in tarot. And it's also about more confidence. You feel more confident about your position in a situation here. You feel more confident about your success, possibly your long-term goals. I feel like you're confident because you're in that 9 and 10 of Pentacles energy, and you feel very blessed. You do feel very privileged. Some of you have a large settlement or a win coming your way. In Cancer, I feel like you deserve this, but it's also destined. It's part of your divine blueprint, whatever that win may be. Maybe it's monetary. Perhaps it's winning of custody. It could be property, whatever it is here for you. I just feel like it is something that does show up, but it fulfills you on a spiritual level. It's not just the material, even though we see the 9 and the 10s, because in the past, this 4 of Pentacles you may have sat on for quite some time, because sometimes we hang on to situations, or we hang on to money. We play it safe because we want that stability. But I feel like you are racing towards the finish line. It feels like something is being wrapped up here. Some of you are sitting on a home waiting because it wasn't the right time to sell. It wasn't the right time to buy. And now the month of June into July picks up pace, and you may see something coming into balance where you get an offer on that property, or, there's a new job that shows up that pays you generously, or you're able to feel more flexibility here because the sun is also freedom. And I do see here that this makes you very happy. And this is what you've been working on for a while. So success you have here in your hands. You're feeling playful, you're feeling good, you're feeling full of life, and it feels like you're in a very, very good position. Now, what's the integration? You have the Page of Swords. This is the grounded action. So remember, we have the Knight of Swords, and without grounded action, without thinking through a good plan, like thinking things through, if we don't do that first, the Knight of Swords can be impulsive. He can be restless and make decisions on a whim. I don't see you doing that. Not with this Page of Swords here, Cancer. You are someone who is figuring out through research, right? The Page of Swords, he's like the private investigator of tarot. He is the one that is digging. He's doing his research. He's doing his due diligence. He is perhaps studying. Okay, some of you may be going back to school. You may be up leveling your skills in some way, maybe adding on an additional skill set. But the Page of Swords also has new ideas, and he's not afraid to ask some of the difficult questions. And I feel here that this is what's going to help you embody this wisdom, not by allowing the mind to take over, but here you are figuring out how to build. I always say the mind can be used to build or to destroy, and you are figuring out how to build. You're not letting that mind of past conditioning, past beliefs, or past limitations hold you back. You are showing up as a curious individual, right? You're very curious and saying, okay, I am going to pinpoint this. I am going to figure it out. I'm going to find some evidence that's going to back this up, but I'm also going to, scrutinize in a way that, maybe some of you, this is evidence, like you need evidence to move forward, and this could be what's happening, right? There may even be some documentation. I am getting like signing of documents, signing of paperwork. It feels like the final piece is showing up here in a way that puts everything together. All right. It's like one piece was missing, like a signature on, a 10-page document. And it feels like you went back and forth like, oh, I didn't know I missed that signature. And then it delayed things. And it feels like there had been a delay here, maybe not due to a signature, but due to some piece missing. And the Page of Swords is finding that missing piece, bringing it to the table. And then everything is, evaluated here. Everything is laying out. And I feel like there's a final judgment call, final decision. And the verdict here shows up as the sun. All right. So the gift here is the sun. This is going to be beneficial. Some of you, it has to do with your own children, or it may even have to do with potentially like reparenting yourself in some way, right? You are allowing yourself joy and pleasure instead of making sure everybody else is happy. Instead of taking care of everyone else, I feel like you are saying, wait a second, I deserve joy. I deserve happiness. But I love your energy because you are tapping into this cosmic gateway. So remember how magnetic your thoughts are, and the fact that you have both the Page and the Knight of Swords. You are putting your thoughts out into the universe. And I feel like you're not only putting those thoughts out there, you are actioning them, because the Knight of Swords, all knights are action takers. And the Knight of Swords, he's the fastest, right? Thought becomes form, becomes reality. So there is movement here in the physical realm. So if you've been wanting to move forward in your career, if you've been literally wanting to move, I am getting the Six of Swords. Some of you could be traveling, or you could be relocating. There could even be someone coming in from a distance. And I'm getting the name. Now this is very specific. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Brant or Brantner. Okay, Brandt or Brantner, Cancer. I don't know if that's a name, a surname, maybe it's a street name, maybe it's a location. Again, take it as it resonates. I am getting here as well. Some of you could visit a place. I think I mentioned Egypt earlier, but it could also be, a place out east. Someplace that could be like a yoga retreat or a spiritual retreat. Some of you may think about taking a trip, and maybe it's not just a thought now, it's something that you've wanted to do. You may actually book the trip or put money down towards a trip, because it feels like an idea or something that you've thought up is now becoming concrete. And this is something that uplifts you. It's something that makes you very, very happy. And I also am getting one more message here around a child. There could be a child who is spreading their wings. Maybe they are moving. They could be getting a job if they're an adult here, or there's just a big win regarding a child. Okay, so you could receive news if you are, if you have children. I mean, any age, of course, but I feel like there's going to be some news around children that makes you very happy. Like you celebrate in their success. So Cancer, that is what I have for you, beautiful souls. If you enjoyed your reading today, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of love.